Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a little get ready with me and Q&A. We just dropped off Peter at school and he goes a few hours a day for a couple days a week, and it's been so good for him. He absolutely loves it, and then it gives me like a couple dedicated days, like chunks of time that I can like really get work done. So I have a filming day, so I need to get all ready. Jacob, I normally go over myself, but today we've had a little bit of snow, what we like to refer to as second winter. So Jacob drove us there just to be extra careful. But let's get into this Q&A. I asked you guys for questions on my Instagram story, and so these are some of the questions that I will be answering today. If you're not following me on Instagram, you can follow me there, and I do Q&As often over there as well. Also, I am getting over a little cold, so if that's why my voice sounds, if my voice sounds weird, that's why. As we are doing this get ready with me, I guess I'll talk a little bit real fast about like my makeup routine kind of stuff, because I have a mix of like nicer beauty products for some and then just like generic drugstore makeup for others. So I love Dime Beauty. I've talked about them before, but all of their products are super clean and vegan, cruelty free, and I really like their products. So I have some Dime Beauty products for makeup. These are more like higher end that I'll use for like certain things, and then other things you'll see me use my L'Oreal brand stuff. So obviously I talk a lot about budgeting here, so I love to like splurge on the things that I care more about, and then I will buy cheaper brand for things that don't matter as much. So this is the Dime Beauty, what is it called? Brow Boost Gel. I'll go ahead and leave a link to Dime Beauty in the description box. I've been a huge fan of their beauty and also skincare products. I have their thing called The Works for skincare, and I really like that as well. I don't know about you, but this whole trend of like pushing your eyebrows up is like so strange to me, but I'm like trying to embrace it a little bit more. So I now do this, the Brow Boost Gel. I'll let that dry. So Dime Beauty is more higher end, but I like to then mix this with the generic stuff. So I also have their mascara, which I like, and I also have their eyelash boost serum. I'll go ahead and leave links to the Dime Beauty stuff in the description box below if you want to check it out. But I've been using their stuff for a couple years now, and I really like all of their products. Okay, let's get into this Q&A. There's some money stuff, some life stuff, so let's chat about it. Snowball versus Avalanche, paying off debt this year, I hope. So I am personally a huge fan of the debt Avalanche. If you don't know the difference, the debt Snowball, when you're working on paying off debt, you list your debts smallest to largest balance and you pay them off in order of their balance, and that helps you like get momentum, and you have like psychological wins because you pay off like a small loan first. Whereas the debt Avalanche, you line up your debts from largest to smallest interest rate, and you pay them off with the highest interest rate first, and that helps you more mathematically because you're going to be saving money on interest. So that's why I like that method more. So I love the debt Avalanche, but I always say pick whatever one is going to keep you more motivated on the journey. Like the point is just to like pay off the debt. So whatever is going to motivate you most. Someone says, how come Peter is so smart? So I haven't really shared Peter on my YouTube channel very much lately, but I do share like little clips of him like on Instagram and stuff. This is where social media is so hard, because for the first year of Peter's life, I was concerned about all the milestones, and I thought that he was behind on like all these milestones because like other people were posting that their kids were walking or like saying things, like doing all the stuff, and I was concerned that like that wasn't happening. But I feel like I've learned that it's like just need to ask the doctor if I have any questions and like go off of that, and everyone does different things at different times. So I don't like that, because I try not to share, you know, all of that stuff, because I don't want other people to compare and feel like their child isn't where they need to be. So that's what's so hard with social media, is that you can always compare. Okay, first off, CoverGirl blush that I've had for some time. Anyway, so I will say Peter does know a lot of words for his age. He probably knows over like 200-300 words. And he is 21 months now. And we talk to him a lot, we read to him a lot. And I don't know, I think that has been that. And then he also started going to school a couple days a week starting in December, and I feel like that has also like helped expand his vocabulary a lot. So he does say a lot of things, and it's really fun now to like kind of have conversations with him. And he's so cute. So there's some accounts on Instagram, like Speech Sisters is one that can maybe give you some tips on that. But yeah, I think we just read to him a lot, we talk to him a lot. But I know every child's different, every child does things at different times. When I tell you that I was concerned about like milestone reaching, like Peter was a really late crawler. He didn't crawl till he was like a year old, like full on crawling. He would do like army crawling all over the place. So I literally paid $50 for a course on crawling to help Peter crawl. And this is something that like as a second time mom, I like will not do. Like I'm just not gonna be worried about all of those milestones and things that I was so worried about as a first time mom. But the fact that I spent $50 on a course about how to get your baby to crawl, it's just kind of silly to me now. But in the moment, I was really freaked out about it because I thought we were so far behind. So that just speaks to that. That's how that went. When will you teach your kids about budgeting? So we plan to teach them about money and budgeting as soon as they can like understand it. And I think that all of those lessons look different for different ages, right? So like when Peter, I don't know, is what, 3 or 4 years old, like maybe he can do some chores around the house and then get a little, you know, allowance or commission or whatever. And then we can show him, like we have these little jars already that say like give, save, spend. And so working on like divvying that money out. And so I think that just like those little lessons will be great, but starting off young like that, and then obviously that'll progress and change as he gets older, teaching him about taxes and the value of money, and then like when he's in high school having his first job. So obviously it'll get more advanced as he gets older. Darn it. But we do want to start like instilling those things in him soon to like just teach him about money and like how it works. So as soon as he is receiving some money, we'll be doing that. Did you use an infant car seat or a convertible car seat? So with Peter, when he was first born, we took him home in the Upper Baby Mesa, which we have the Upper Baby Vista stroller. So it just snaps in, and we liked that car seat, and we used it till he was, I think, 10 months old. And then we switched to a convertible car seat, which we have the Nunarava. So I actually recently bought the Nunarava for this second baby because it was on sale at a really good deal. It was $400. It was like $100 off. And so I bought it already, and I don't plan for this baby to use it. I'm due in June, so he'll probably use it like a year from now. And I know that's a while to like hold on to it, but the expiration, look at my rash that I have. But the expiration date should be fine and everything with it. He should be able to use it just fine. So I bought it when it was on sale. It's already at the house, but for the second baby, we plan to reuse the Upper Baby Mesa, and then we will switch him to a convertible car seat when he gets too heavy to carry in the infant car seat, because Peter never like fully outgrew it yet, but he was getting like, it was hard to carry him around in it, you know. So that is when we moved to the convertible car seat, and we've loved both of them. I'll leave links to them down below if you want to check them out. I'm not a car seat professional though, and there are cheaper options out there. You don't need to have the world's fanciest car seat to keep your kids safe. What have you added / changed to your budget to prepare for baby number 2? So I did a whole video about our like budget for baby number 2, so I'll leave a link to that video up above and you can check it out. But we now just save for it every single month. We have a line item now as baby number 2 in our budget. And the way that I calculated this was I took a look at all the things that we plan to spend money on for this baby, added it all up, came to a grand total, and then I divided that by how many months we have until this baby is here to figure out how much we need to save for baby expenses each month. So That now gives me the permission to be able to buy some baby things now, and when I like see them on sale. So I have bought some baby things already. Forgot to fill in my eyebrows. I probably should have done this before the eyelash or the eyebrow boost stuff, so whoops. As you can see, I'm not a makeup professional, so don't get your makeup tutorials from me, but you know, just going for the everyday mom look. Just curious, why did you stop making large payments towards your mortgage? So what was that? I guess a little over a year ago, our goal was to work on paying down our mortgage so that we could drop PMI, private mortgage insurance, on our loan. So this was, I think, it was over a year ago that this was our goal. So the whole reason why we were doing that was to be able to drop PMI. We had to pay an extra like $100 a month for private mortgage insurance because we put down only 5% on our home when we bought it 2.5 years ago. Let's restyle the eyebrows here a little bit. So we paid a total of like less than maybe like $5,000, I think, extra toward our principal. But during that whole time, our house was also appreciating in value. So we didn't have to put very much to it, and then we had enough equity to be able to drop PMI once we reached 20% equity, and that was for our specific loan with our lender. So if you're interested in doing this, check with your lender to see what it takes to get out of PMI, but that's what it took for us. So once we got out of PMI, we stopped putting extra to our mortgage, and we are not putting anything extra to it right now, and honestly I don't think we will for the foreseeable future because our interest rate is so low that I would rather use that money elsewhere in our budget than put it to our mortgage because that interest rate is so low. Honestly, if I could have gone back, I wouldn't have even put the extra $5,000 to it because like a month later our house was worth more than that and we could have just gone off of the equity that the market was appreciating at the time. So we now have over 30% equity in our home just from like market appreciation over the last 2.5 years, and just paying our standard mortgage payment, minimum mortgage payment each month. So that is why we are not putting any extra to our mortgage right now. Like right now our big goal is investing, and so we're kind of putting every extra dollar there right now, as well as we're having a baby this year. So I did a whole video on our 2022 goals. I can leave it up above here. But we have some baby expenses to take care of, and this is a big monumental year. Like in a year you have a huge change in your family, like adding another person to your family. So we're just taking it easy and trying to just make sure that we take care of the basics. Are you hoping to achieve FIRE, which is financial independence, retire early? So these are like people who are typically live very frugally when they are making an income so they could retire as soon as possible. And I want to retire before 67. Like I'd love to retire like at 60, if not before. That'd be great. But I don't want to like live so cheaply and so frugally and then retire so that I could do what? Like I don't know. I admire people in the FIRE movement because it takes like a lot of work, but I want to like enjoy my life now. Like I don't want to like not enjoy life for 10-15 years so that I can then enjoy life in retirement. But also then what does that mean? Like how much money have you saved to be able to like do things that you enjoy, or to just like live? So I feel like we have a middle ground there where I want to retire earlier than 67, but I want to enjoy my life now. I want to enjoy my life in retirement. So we're gonna just keep putting money away into retirement and be really diligent about it and try and like max out accounts and do stuff, but not like live so minimally, so frugally, cheaply that like we're not enjoying life to be able to get to reach like that FIRE number. What adjustments for work do you plan to make when baby number 2 arrives? So this is the interesting thing about being self-employed, is that you don't really get maternity leave. When I had my first son Peter, I was working full-time in accounting up till his due date, And then I had a 3-month maternity leave, which was like unpaid, but I just like had some of it paid from like vacation and sick time I'd saved up. But then I came back and I was working part-time for my employer, but now I don't work for them at all. Like when the baby comes, it'll be a year that I haven't worked for them. So it's just all my own business. So when you do have your own business, it's hard to like just go away for 3 months. So right now I'm actually trying to get ahead so that I can take time off. Like I'm doing 3 videos a week right now on YouTube, but I've been filming 4 videos a week to try and get some videos in the queue and build up my like videos so that then when I'm on maternity leave, I won't have to worry about making as many videos. And maybe I'll go down to just like 1 or 2 videos a week. So it's just a lot of planning ahead, and so that's why I'm like planning ahead now, because I know that I want to take time off. I'd love to be able to take like 2 months off. That'd be great. Jacob actually gets 2 months of paternity leave, like fully paid paternity leave, like doesn't have to dip into sick or vacation. So that'll be so nice. So I just like want all of us to be able to just like have that time off. And I know there will be some things that I'll probably, you know, have to answer emails or do some response for some stuff during that time, but I would love to just like have a lot of time to rest during that and just like enjoy that season. So just planning ahead right now. Are you guys canceling your plans to move since baby number 2 will be born soon? So if you've been following along, then you know that Jacob and I went and visited Texas in September. We went to Dallas and we just looked at it as a potential place to move. And we really enjoyed Texas. We really enjoyed the Dallas area. It felt like there was so much to do. I feel like it'd be a great place to raise our family for like the things that we want. But I've always shared that like the thing that's holding us back from actually moving is family. So all of our family is here in Portland, Oregon, where we live. And it's nice having family so close, especially as we have little kids. And so I've like really struggled with this dilemma of like, we feel like what's best for our family is to not be here. Like for our little family is to not be here. But we also don't want to leave like grandparents, you know? Like I got to grow up next to my grandparents and I loved it, and I would be sad if we didn't have that for our own kids. So I don't know, it's just like weighing this decision of like what's going to be best for us. I recently shared, not so recently anymore, a couple months ago I shared like a life update in January of like everything that was going on, and it was like really emotional and overwhelming, and realizing that like all of the things that I was overwhelmed with, saddened about, frustrated with is because we live here in Oregon. And that kind of was honestly the tipping point of realizing like we can't be here for much longer. And I don't know what that means for family stuff, but I don't think our little family can be here for much longer. So we are seriously considering moving. The thing with Texas, while we really like Texas, it would honestly be nicer to be kind of closer to West Coast, since, you know, our family's here, and that way it could be a quicker flight, and or even closer to the time zone. So we actually are going to visit Phoenix, and by the time this video goes up, we already will have visited, but we have some friends who moved to Phoenix a few months ago who absolutely love it, and so we're gonna go visit them, go scope out the place and see if that could be a potential place for us to move. And I think it could be. I've been looking at like homes like on Zillow and everything, and just like kind of getting a feel for the area. If you're from Phoenix, let me know. I know that it's gonna be so stinking hot in the summer, but you always have access to a pool. Like that's a necessity. You always have access to a pool, and it's a dry heat, not a humid heat. And then the rest of the year, like so nice. Like how nice would it be to be in like January, February, and for it to be sunny and not rainy and dreary, and it would just, that would be so nice. And there's a lot more affordability there. It would save us so much money to live in Phoenix. If you're new around here, my husband works for an employer, but he's fully remote, so, and I have my business, so we can literally live wherever we want, which is nice, but it's also kind of overwhelming to figure out like where do we want to live. So all that to be said, we're not going to be moving before this baby's born. I'm for sure having this baby here, but my hope honestly is that we could be gone by the end of the year. And we'll see how that all works out, and if things change with the housing market, if, you know, hopefully things will be good for me and baby, but if there's any like issues, like, you know, there's just a lot of unknowns right now. So we're gonna see how it goes. That's our ultimate desire, is to move and get out of here before the end of the year. I would love to not have any more Oregon winters, because those are just always hard for me, and it's not even as difficult of a winter as lots of other parts of the country, but just the rain and dreariness unending for months and months and months and months and months, it's really depressing to me. And a lot of other factors that go into that, but we just like need to get out. So we'll see how that goes. And yeah, just a lot of unknowns, but we are very seriously considering moving. We'll see how our visit to Phoenix goes and if it's a place that we can see ourselves, and go off of that. But yeah, we're seriously considering moving. We just don't know exactly when or what that would look like. And so I'm excited to go visit Phoenix next week. And a week from tomorrow we leave, as I'm filming this. So you probably saw on my Instagram stories if you follow me there. But yeah, we're excited to go check it out. Let me know what your thoughts are on Phoenix if you've lived there before. And I'd be interested to hear it. It also sounds so nice to be like, you know, what, 5 hours from Disneyland, 5-hour drive from Disneyland, or the California beaches and stuff. Like, that all sounds really nice too. So I feel like there's a lot of benefits. We really like Texas, but it's just a little far from West Coast and all of our family and everything. So anyway, those are the two places that we were considering right now, and we'll see what happens. Also, the thought of like moving, selling our house with 2 small children, like a newborn and a toddler, and then moving across the country with a newborn and a toddler just does not sound the most appealing, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Also, it's crazy to me like how much more house we could get in Arizona versus here in Oregon. Like, I don't think we could be in this house that we have right now for much longer anyway, but the house that we'd like want, like our dream house kind of thing, in Arizona is the same cost as our house here. And that house here in Portland, our house right now is almost $600,000, and the house that we'd want is like $850,000, and there's just like no way. So there's definitely a lot of draw to that as well, to be like, we could live the life we want to live, and much more affordably in another place, and it seems like a more enjoyable place to live, in my opinion. All right, I'm all ready for the day, ready to go film some videos. Better get to it, utilize all my time. So thanks so much for hanging out for this Get Ready with me, and I will look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.